sit on this mountain to the white light on my street. From picking on this old banjo, the guitar sitting on my knee. Yeah. For the love and respect of the music, this is bridging the gap. For the love and respect of the music, this is bridging the gap.
I'm John Ackes, and I'm the host for Bridging the Gap. This show is about bridging that gap of respect and understanding from bluegrass, country, blues, rock and roll, and heavy metal. And today, I'm here with the Real Life Heavies. I'm here with Mr. Jeff Lane, and we met at the Songwriters Retreat back in the summer.
Yes, John. How are you?
Can't complain too much.
Yeah.
Good what it do anyway.
Huh? These are my boys right here. This is Brian Seiler, a drummer.
Pleased to meet you.
And Johnny Nat Razor, bass extraordinairist.
Not sure about that. But anyway.
One thing I gotta ask you, what's your main inspiration when it comes towards music? Because I know that you're with Big Life Heavies and you do your own kind of thing. What kind of your inspirations?
I grew up in the 70s and 80s
Way before my time.
with an 8-foot wooden stereo cabinet full of everything from Eagles to Black Oak, Arkansas to Elton John, Jim Croce, Commodores, all the good stuff basically. So that's kind of why I write differently. I have different projects that require different kinds of music.
What kind of music you guys play?
Well, Jeff, you write most of the songs. Tell them.
I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I think we have a lot of ghosts from the 80s. I call it the 70s and 80s. I call it the hero era because it's like iconic songs. All the stuff that I think about when I think about great songs all come from that era for some reason. And we like big guitar riffs and lots of space in the songs. We like people to jam out and move around a lot, So that's kind of the theory behind it. I wanted to come out and do something different.
It's probably not obvious, but I'm a little older than these two guys, and I've actually
No.
grew up in the '60s and '70s. So my inspirations were people like John Bonham with Led Zeppelin and Charlie Watts with the Rolling Stones, and of course Ringo Starr. So I try to inject a little '60s, '70s feel myself.
Yeah. What about you, John?
I don't remember the 70s or the 80s. I was there, but I don't remember. No,
I heard that.
Just kidding. No, I grew up, there again in the 70s. I'm the middle child here, and the music I grew up with was, of course, all the heavy metal, the Queen, and the Aerosmith and things like that. But at the same time, I had the fortunate opportunity for several years in college and after college to working as a stagehand for a lot of groups. So I asked the musicians, I asked the techs, I asked everything, how do you do this? What's your, equipment wise? I got kind of hooked on that. Billy Sheehan is one of my favorite bass players, and I wish I could play like him, but still, I like to be active on stage, and like I said, any genre I love it. And I'm happy just playing music. So that's kind of where my roots are from.
Yeah.
Real Life Heavies. I think it's a killer name. But where did it come from? It's very different.
I have a tendency to get things in my head and just kind of play around with ideas until something comes out. And one day I was at a friend's, he has a shop and he sells like junk and stuff online. And I found a guitar strap in his junk room, right? And
Just
I just happened to have it.
Okay.
And it's
Serious
a cool
leather.
guitar strap.
Serious leather.
That's beautiful.
And it says RLH on it. And I was like, I gotta have the guitar strap, but I have no idea what RLH means. And it's sat here for about a year, I guess. And when I asked these guys, we also have another band called 100 Acres with a lot more people in it. And we do kind of an alt country, honky tonk, mountain soul kind of thing. But I decided I wanted to grow as a guitar player and grow as a frontman a little bit, and no better way to do that than to do a three-piece, I guess. But I had this thing sitting on a stand one night, and I kept thinking, man, wouldn't it be cool to have a band with those letters in it? And I just kept messing around with, I don't know, with just different words, and I started thinking about the fact that, you know, we've all worked in the, you know, corporate world quite a bit, and it would be neat if we were the Real Life Heavies. And heavies kind of turns out to be a meaning for like bosses and executives and stuff like that, which we're really not. But you know,
Gangsters.
We
Yeah.
play around with those people a lot in our lives, and you know, we kind of fit the bill. I think we all had a suit. We all had
Especially
matching
the suits.
suits.
We had a suit,
We didn't even have to buy suits.
and we were cheap dates for so long, so it really it worked out nice to be the heavies.
Yes.
Jeff Lane and the cheap dates. Yeah, right.
Okay, now move on to videos. Where can we find them?
On YouTube or on our website too, reallifeheavies.com. We have some really cool videos, and I'll tell you, both Johnny and I work in the world of IT in our other lives, and we've all seriously realized the need for interaction on the web, and being that we're from a small town, that we can't just get up on the road and travel the country every weekend. We kind of took a different approach from the beginning, and that was be more digital, because we have the ability to do that, and we have a lot of fun doing it. So we've got 3 really great videos from our new record. If Breaking Bad was a band, is the name of the record. which somebody said out loud one night at one of our shows, and I was like, man, that's the perfect name for a record.
Down at the open chord, yeah.
Yeah, it was in Knoxville there. So we have 3 videos, and tonight we did this show. Both of those songs have music videos. You can find those on YouTube, the Real Life Heavies channel. On, you know, of course, we have a Facebook page, we have a Twitter page, we have an Instagram page. All is just / Real Life Heavies. On our website, we have a free download. Actually, if somebody signs up for our list, we give them a free song and keep them in touch with what we're doing. Good stuff.
And I also want to add that they have live streams every Wednesday night. Is that Wednesday?
Wednesday night.
They last about anywhere for about 20 to 30 minutes. Whenever you have time, check them out.
Yeah, every Wednesday night on Facebook, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Time. Check us out. We have a blast. And we're going to have special guests here and there. I think we may have had one tonight. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, we have fun with it and just trying to get the word out, trying to get the knowledge out that we're out here to rock your world and have a good time. So hope you check us out soon.
Up against the wall. We played your games outside the bathrooms in the hall. Just a driver driving in your race. Which one of us would take first place? Little flyer, looked into your eyes. And you looked sad, there were no tears. Lead us
logos never touched the ground. Yes, I knew you were the fastest ride in town. You were behind me as I made the turn. When I look back to you, I watched the bridges burn. Little flyer, looked into your eyes. Sad there were no tears. Desire burning inside. You gave new meaning to my fears.
I've got a special question, but I'm going to save that for later because, save the best for last. The first time that you played, what year and where?
That was just about, we've had the project going for about 2 years, but we worked on, we I guess stayed in the basement for about a year, I guess, working on the whole idea and a bunch of songs. First time we got on stage in costume, I guess, was at the Open Court in Knoxville. And it was a blues jam night, and they let us come in there and do like a really short set. And it was really neat, the reaction we got, as we showed up with equipment. We sat at the back table, and we looked like, people kind of getting together, having a little corporate hangout after work on Friday or whatever. And they called us up, and they didn't get our name right or anything. We just got up there, and I walked up to the mic, and I was like, "We're the Real Life Heavies. I hope you don't mind if we play some rock." And we started playing some songs, and everybody in the place just stopped talking and started smiling, and they started watching and cheering, and it was such a cool reaction. On the way back from Knoxville, I kind of felt like a bunch of high school teenagers. We even stopped at Crystal.
Yeah, I remember changing into a suit out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And it was
a hot day.
so hot.
It was hot, man. It was really hot. And then once we did a show in our underwear. Remember that, John?
Well, I don't really remember that.
Yeah,
but
John, you remember that?
But what I was told is we were doing a promo video for Street Jelly that does a lot of our production, and just as a gift, because it was their birthday, as a gift, we shot the video in our ties and our shirts and our jackets and maybe some boxers. I'm not sure, but that's what I've been told. I've
When
not
the
seen
camera
video.
I've heard that it's
out.
on YouTube though.
Yeah.
You can find it on YouTube, maybe.
Under Street Jelly Birthday.
On Street Banter. Instruments tonight.
Yeah.
Could you give me a little information on what you use?
Yeah. Tonight we did 2 different songs, and I needed 2 different tones. On the first song we did, Little Flyer, the rock and roll song, I used an old Hagstrom Super Swede that I've modified. And on the second song, I used a Greco Spacey Sound from 1980. It's a Strat copy from the Japanese, Matsumoto plant. And my amp tonight was a custom-built Elberon from a really cool company in Greenville, South Carolina called Elberon Amps. I have the prototype. Helped design it.
What about the tone? Is there anything, do you specifically go for that tone, maybe neck through, bolt on, pickups?
Well, tonight both guitars were different. One was a neck through, one was a bolt on. I'm a junkie for tone and different kinds of tones on different kinds of songs. I feel like different guitars help me write differently. And a lot of people are very centered on just playing one guitar, and I'm totally great with that too. But as a writer, I'm more of I like whatever's in my head, I want to find it through my instrument. And these guys are crazy about their tones too. Johnny's the same way, Brian is too.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a Rogers drum guy, although I played a lot of different brands. But I like to restore old Rogers kits. Those were the Cadillac drums in the 60s. All the big players, Buddy Rich played them. I do a little bit of work on Gretsch drums too. Some of the cuts on our album were done on a Gretsch drum set, but I prefer Rogers drums with Zildjian A cymbals.
What are the differences between one drum set and the other? Are there any kind of major subtle changes or differences?
Yeah, there are. I mean, you can make them sound any way you want to. Sometimes I like the tonal with a lot of toms, but often we'll just play a basic kit with one rack tom and a floor tom to get the tones that I need. That little kit I was playing tonight has a kind of a deep floor tom. It's a 20 by 18 floor tom that's turned into a bass drum. So
And I love that. It was beautiful, beautiful
Yeah.
beat. Had real good mellow tone. And that's just for my ear. Good mellow tone, good beat, good distant for background.
great. I'm glad you
Yeah, I
like
really
it.
like it. And I'm not a drummer, but even for my ear, I love it.
And tonight I used actually Jeff's amp. It's a plush amp. It's reminiscent of the custom amps. They're probably about the same era. Next week I'm going to bring one of my rigs in. I normally use a Galen Kruger Live. We do shows, and I've also got a Trace Elliott system that I'm going to bring here next week. But I'm partial to the Fender Precision basses. I have a few. The one I used tonight was actually a kind of a Frankenstein bass. I bought it in pieces, but it is all USA made. Kind of wanted something like that a few years ago that I could really wear and show the natural road wear to it as opposed to a relic. So it's one of my favorite basses, so I enjoy playing it.
How many basses do you have?
Who's asking?
John Atkins is asking.
The
Wait a
IRS.
minute, who's asking? I'll say double digits. That's all I'll say.
Same question for you, my man. How many
I'll
guitars?
just say double digits as well.
Double digits.
It's a problem. It really is a problem.
I think all musicians have that.
Yeah.
problem.
I think he's the same way with drums.
Yeah, if I had the money, my wife would probably, if I were to be married or girlfriend, she would probably have to ban me from buying any more instruments. But it's almost like a sickness to an extent. It's you just get addicted to it.
Most people can't afford much gear when they're young, so as you grow up, it's a natural thing for musicians to keep picking up gear. And then often the spousal units or the significant other will say, well, you just got something new, are you going to get rid of something old? And, we all just kind of snicker at that.
Yeah.
That never
sure.
happens. Yeah.
ease your mind, baby. Let me change your point of view. When it's late at night, it shines the light. When you lose sight, it draws the line. When the money's tight and all your bills are due. When the stakes are high and your eyes cry, fight your fight, so baby, who's your line? If your flag is white, who still surrenders to you? Oh, baby, I do. Oh, baby, I do. Wonder if I still need you. I do. Wonder if I still love you. Baby, I do. You think that I deceive you? Make you play the fool. Oh, I've been working my fingers to the bone, baby, just so I can wake up next to you. When it's late at night, it shines the light. When you lose sight, it draws the line. When the money's tight and all your bills are due.
I've been here with the Real Life Heavies down here in Kingsport, Tennessee. We are on Facebook. Give us a like. It is Bridging the Gap Music TV show. We post all of our videos every Friday. If you have a hard time finding it, this is John Atkins. I'm your host for Bridging the Gap.